There are a lot of businesses in GTA Online. Some of those businesses are pretty good, while others are not noteworthy at all. So today, in this video, I will highlight the top 5 businesses in GTA Online to make millions. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we're going to be going over the top 5 businesses in GTA Online to make millions of dollars. And we're going to be going over this because there's a lot of businesses in GTA Online. Let's just pull up a lot of these businesses, for example. Let's just go on Maze Bank Foreclosure. I mean, look at all these different businesses. I mean, like, bro, this can get very confusing. I mean, you might not know like what businesses you should purchase. You might not know like whether or not a business is good or not, whether it's worth it. So today in this video, we're going to be going over the businesses that will make you the most amount of money. And we're actually going to start out with a business on this screen. So let me deselect some of these other businesses. But that just leaves us with one left, and it's going to be the bunker. This is going to come in at the number 5 spot. Now, the bunker, in my opinion, as far as like how much money you need to put in the bunker to make it like worth it and whatnot, it's not too much money. I think this location, the farmhouse bunker, is going to be the most expensive location. There's some other upgrades within the bunker that you can make to actually make this more profitable. So yeah, the bunker. Why do I think the bunker deserves to be in the top 5 best businesses in GTA Online? Well, the bunker is one of the best passive businesses in the game. And essentially how this business works is you need to get supplies. You need to get supplies. If you have supplies, those supplies can be turned into stock. Then once you actually have stock or product, essentially, you can then go ahead and sell that stock. And if you have the bunker absolutely maxed out, it takes 5 full bars of supply to absolutely max out the stock. And the stock, if you sell it in Los Santos, will be worth $1,050,000. So yeah, $1,050,000. That's a very good amount of money. But you can even get a little bit more money if you sell this in a public session, which is a little bit risky because obviously you might have griefers coming after you. But essentially, if you sell a maxed out bunker in a fully maxed out public session, you'll be making $1,575,000. And that's an absolute ton of money. And the thing is, all you got to do is just purchase supplies, and then you can just go ahead and do other things in GTA Online. That's the beauty about passive businesses. We're going to be going over more passive businesses in this video. But yeah, when it comes to me making millions of dollars in this game, I really like to take advantage of the bunker. Now, the reason I have it at number 5 as opposed to having it higher on this list is because of the sell mission. And what I mean by the sell missions is the actual mission itself that you need to do in order to actually make the money. And the sell missions with the bunker, they're kind of 50-50 in my opinion. 50% of them are good, 50% of them are bad. And what I'm kind of grading whether or not it's good or bad is whether or not it's easy to do as a solo player or not. Like, some of them are very easy. Like, for example, you'll get 2 trailers that you can drive all the way to a specific location, and you have like 22.5 minutes to complete that. That's a very easy sell mission within the bunker. But then there's some other ones like where you have to deliver 4 different dune buggies to 20 total locations in the same amount of time, 22.5 minutes. Like, that one, even if you have like the best bunker location, is not viable, at least to do as a solo player. So yeah, that's pretty much the main reason though why this is down on this list, just because if you get those missions, then it's going to be a little bit annoying because, well, you can jump to another session and just reset the sell mission, but you're gonna be losing a little bit of money when you do that. And if you keep getting terrible sell missions over and over, then yeah, you're gonna be losing a little bit of money when it comes. But anyways, overall though, the bunker is still a very good passive business in the game, and the number 5 best business to make millions in GTA Online. But anyways, let's move on to our number 4 business. Okay, so the next business we're gonna be talking about is going to be the Acid Lab. Now, in order to purchase the Acid Lab, it's going to be a little bit interesting. There's essentially a right way and a wrong way to purchase the Acid Lab. I'm going to go over the wrong way first, so don't do what I'm about to show you, but you can go to Warstock Cash and Carry, and there's a Brigade 6x6. This is the vehicle right here. You can purchase this Brigade 6x6, and you can convert this into an Acid Lab. That's the wrong way to do it. You can actually play all the first dose missions, and once you complete the final first dose mission, you'll steal the Brigade 6x6, and after that you can do a small little mission that'll take you like 3 or 4 minutes, and then you can actually go ahead and convert this Brigade 6x6 that you got for free into an acid lab. But anyways, this business is very similar to the bunker as far as its main concept. So yeah, same ordeal. You can actually go ahead, purchase supplies, and those supplies will be turned into stock. Then once you have stock, you can sell the stock to actually make money. Now, there's a thing with the acid lab though that actually separates it in comparison to the bunker as far as its efficiency. And it's actually this thing where you can go ahead, you can go inside your acid lab, and you can like pretty much just go to this thing and you can add a chemical or something like that. But essentially what it does, it boosts your production by a lot for a little bit of amount of time. So obviously you can just get a load of supplies, and then you can just go up there and you can activate that, and for a short amount of time your acid production will be a little bit faster. But anyways, this business in my opinion is also better than the bunker because it's actually entirely solo friendly. Every single cell mission within the acid lab you can go ahead and do solo very easily. You don't even need to worry about trying to get other players, which unfortunately for the bunker that's not 100% the case. Back to the bunker. For the bunker, if you get those cell missions I was talking about earlier that are not good, that are not great for solo players, then yeah, you probably would like another person in your organization. The acid lab production is a lot quicker than the bunker in my opinion. But the one downside in my opinion with the acid lab is just that its overall upside isn't as high as the bunker. The bunker, obviously, like I said, you can make over $1 million with the bunker in a single cell mission. You're not going to be getting that with the acid lab, but you're still going to be getting a lot of money. So the max cell mission, if you're in public lobby, you can make $527,000, but you can get a product a lot quicker with the acid lab in comparison to the bunker. So that and it being more solo friendly is the reason I'm putting it ahead of the bunker. But anyways, let's move on to our number 3. So the number 3 business is going to be the first one that is actually not a passive income business, and that is going to be the agency. But anyways, yeah, let's take a look at the agency and how to purchase it. So you need to go to Dynasty 8 Executive. So go here, and there's only 2 options here that you choose from anyways, or at least 2 different, but this is going to be it right here. Currently on this account I have the cheapest one, which is just over $2 million, but we'll just take a look at this one. Yeah, all of them are roughly like $2 million, but as far as the money making is concerned, you really don't need to get any upgrades. Now I will have to say the vehicle workshop here with the agency is actually pretty cool, but as far as the business itself, you don't really need to get it. It's not gonna make you any money. But anyways, yes, so this is going to be our first active way to make money that's actually making our list. But with the agency, there's many different ways you can make money. There actually is a passive way to make money, but it's not like a cell mission or anything like that. It's just a wall save, but it's a very difficult wall save to really make valuable. If you do like 200 security contracts, absolutely max it out. But yeah, anyways, there are security contracts that you can do. Security contracts, I mean, they're okay ways to make money, nothing crazy. Then you also have payphone hits. Payphone hits are good ways to make money, but we're not here to talk about those things to make money. I just thought I should at least talk about it a little bit just because it's offered here within this business. But the main way to make money is going to be via and pretty much the contract is pretty much a heist. They don't classify it as a heist, but it pretty much is a heist. Essentially, Dr. Dre has lost his phone, and there's like copies of music on his phone, and there's been copies of the phone that's been released, and essentially you have to retrieve all those copies and then take out the guy who really created that issue. But anyways, yeah, you pretty much do that, and once you complete it, you make $1 million, which $1 million obviously is a great way to make money. Great way to make millions by making $1 million. And then for each of like the setups that you have to do, get roughly like $10,000 for each one. So you can make right around $1.1 million for this, and it only takes you right around an hour and 30 minutes to. So in an hour and 30 minutes, you can make yourself an easy $1 million. But yeah, this is going to be the first active business on this list, but it's not the best. There's going to be a better way to make active income in a business in GTA Online. We're going to be discussing that later on in this video. But yeah, the agency is a very good way to make money. That's why it deserves to be number 3 on this list. But anyways, let's move on to our number 2 business on this list. So the number 2 business on this list is going to be another passive income business, and it's going to be the best one in the game, and that is going to be the nightclub. Now let's go ahead, let's take a look at the nightclub. Let's go to Maze Bank foreclosure, and then we need to scroll over to nightclub. I don't know, let's take a look at this one. For example, I have the Mission Row nightclub in a lot of my accounts, but essentially it's $1,440,000. All of them are going to be in the city, so it's not that big of a deal. And pretty much with this business, the main thing you want to purchase is going to be storage. I already have maxed out storage, but this can add up pretty quickly, pushing this number all the way up to $4 million. But then also there is an equipment, but there's also going to be an equipment upgrade and then a staff upgrade, which can make your stock even more valuable and efficient. But anyways, yes, the nightclub is going to make this list at number 2. Now with the nightclub, there's really 2 main ways to make money. We'll go over the first one, which is probably the easiest one to do. This first one, you don't need anything else within your nightclub, and it's going to be your wall safe. Now currently right now I don't have my wall safe maxed out, or at least efficiently working at the moment. So how the wall safe works is it corresponds to the popularity bar in the bottom right hand corner of how much money you're going to make. So right now you can see my popularity bar right now is completely at 0. We can actually go ahead and increase the popularity bar. I'll show you how to do that real quick. And it's the best way, or at least the most efficient way to increase nightclub popularity without having to go into a mission, is just rebooking a bunch of different DJs. Now you're going to have to do like an initial mission to fully book them. Like these 2 DJs right here, I would have to book them, but I have already booked these 2 DJs up here, so I can just rebook them for only $10,000. Now you're thinking, why the hell is he investing that much money right now? And it's going to be because every 48 minutes or 1 in-game day in GTA Online, you get $50,000. I made it back upstairs so you can see the popularity is completely maxed out now. But yeah, essentially the popularity bar will start to slowly go down as time passes. Like when it's almost maxed out, it's making right at $50,000 every 48 minutes. So that's a good way to make money, but that's not the best way to make money with the nightclub, even though that is really good. The best way is going to be acquiring goods for your nightclub warehouse. So you can see this screen right here. This is all about the nightclub management, the resident DJ. But then we go down here, warehouse and management. Now there's 7 different products that we can get from our nightclub. We have cargo, shipments, sporting goods, South American imports, pharmaceutical research, organic produce, printing and copying, and cash creation. We can get 5 technicians. You start out with 1, but you can pay for 4 more. It's roughly $1 million to get the 4 extra. So you can go ahead and try to acquire 5 out of the 7 of these products. And each of these products corresponds with a business within GTA Online. So cargo and shipment, for example, that's going to correspond with special cargo warehouse or the hangar. Sporting goods is going to go with the bunker. South American imports is going to go through the cola lockup. Pharmaceutical research is going to go with the methodology lab. Organic produce is going to be through the grass farm. Printing and copying is going to be the document forgery office. Then cash creation is going to go with the counterfeit cash. So anyways, you're going to need all those businesses if you want to produce these products. But once you have those businesses, the nightclub can really just take full force, because once you have those businesses and you have these technicians assigned to these specific products, all you got to do is just sit back and the money will just start coming in, and they'll start acquiring product. You don't have to go out and get supplies, anything like that. You just get to sit back, pretty much do whatever you want in GTA Online. If you want to make more money, then like go ahead. You can make more money doing an active way to make money, or you can just goof around if you want to. If you want to do races, you can do races, but you're still making millions of dollars behind the scenes with the nightclub. And then if you have your entire nightclub completely maxed out, which is pretty rare, I mean, you can see all the bars right here. If all these bars are absolutely maxed out, you can make a total of $2,747,000 if you're in a full public session. So yeah, that's a ton of money. But you're not even, like, once you have all those things that I just mentioned put in place, you're not even doing anything anymore. All you got to do is just come here and do a sell mission, then boom, you're done. Go back to doing whatever the hell you want, and then this business is just working in the background. So because of the wall safe and the actual business, the hands-off business of the warehouse, this is why the nightclub is coming in at the number 2 spot. But anyways, we have one more spot remaining. What is going to be the best business to make millions of dollars in GTA Online? So finally, the number 1 business in order to make millions in GTA Online is going to be the Cassatka. Let's take a look at the Cassatka. Now, obviously, I'm standing in it already on this account, but it's going to be under Wars.cash carry. It's this thing right here, the first tab, big submarine. And pretty much, you don't need to get any of these upgrades in order to make more money. as far as like the making money is concerned, you don't need any of this. Now the Sparrow would be nice, but anyways, just the Cassatka in itself is going to be $2,200,000, which honestly isn't a ton of money when it comes to a lot of these businesses. So yeah, $2,200,000. And then the Sparrow, if you want to get the Sparrow, is like an additional $1,800,000. If you want to get both of those at the same time, it'd be roughly $4 million. But just for the money making purposes, all you need is $2,200,000. So what do you do with the Cassatka? How do you make millions of dollars with the Cassatka? It's pretty much one way and one way only, and that is going to be the best money making method in the game, and that is the Cayo Perico heist. Now essentially with the Cayo Perico heist, you go over to an island and you need to pretty much steal this primary target, which is going to be something lavish, whether it be like this expensive bottle of tequila, a necklace, a pink diamond, or I guess some bearer bonds. But yeah, you're gonna have to steal that, and you'll have an opportunity to also steal some secondary loot. Steal it from a guy that's kind of an annoying person on his own island, but he just makes it really easy to steal a bunch of stuff. But anyways, yeah, you do that. Roughly you make $1 million. It just kind of depends, but I think minimum you make $900,000 worth of profit, but it can go all the way up to like 1.6 million. I'm only throwing these numbers out as a solo player. You can do this with multiple people, and it actually is more beneficial as far as like how much money you make if you do it with multiple players. But as a solo player, you'll be getting anywhere between 900,000 and 1.5 million. But for the most part, it's going to be between 900,000 and like 1.1 million, just because the pink diamond is far more valuable compared to everything else, and that's what makes it go up to 1.5. Anyways, yeah, pretty much between 900 and 1.1 million. But yeah, that's a lot of money. It can be less than the agency. It can be less than the contract at the agency. So why am I putting this at number one? Well, you can do this in less than 50 minutes. I consistently do this in less than 50 minutes. I can do it probably anywhere between like 46 minutes, I'd say, and 50 minutes. That's generally when I complete the Cayo Perico heist. And that's essentially going to be between like 30 and 40 minutes quicker than the contract. So yeah, you can make a quick $1 million essentially with the Cayo Perico heist in less than an hour, or even less than 50 minutes, and you still have 10 more minutes just to do whatever you want, just to see how much money you can make within an hour. So yeah, the Cayo Perico heist is by far the best money making method in the game. You can just do it very quickly. You can't do it back to back though. That's like the one downside with it. Neither can the contract at the agency either, but the cooldown with the contract at the agency is only one GTA Online day, which is 48 minutes. The Cayo Perico heist cooldown is going to be 3 in-game days, which that's going to be 144 minutes. So that's a little over 2 hours. So yeah, that is a little annoying that we can't just do the Cayo Perico heist over and over and over again. That's like the one downside as far as like money making is concerned. But honestly, it's probably for the best that we can't just do it back to back to back. So we just don't absolutely abuse this. But anyways, yeah, just a quick $1 million in roughly 50 minutes. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Yeah, absolutely. And this is why this is going to be the best money making method in the game. And that is why the Cassatka is number one on this list. That is why the Cassatka has earned the number one best business in GTA Online to make millions of dollars, in my opinion. So yeah, now you know the top 5 businesses to make millions of dollars in GTA Online. Now, all these businesses, you shouldn't just like solely focus on one. You should utilize all of these businesses. I mean, I gave you 3 passive businesses and 2 active businesses. So let's just say you want to do a Cayo Perico heist. You can do a Cayo Perico heist, but while you're doing the Cayo Perico heist, you have the nightclub working in the background, you have the acid lab working in the background, and you have the bunker working in the background. So there's some money that you're making behind the scenes while you're doing the Cayo Perico heist. So there's active income and passive income while you're doing this Cayo Perico heist, just in total. So if you utilize all 5 of these businesses, you're going to make a lot of money. You've made it to the end of this video. At this point, there's no excuse for you to be broke anymore in GTA Online. You know the best businesses in GTA Online to make millions. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you check out this video right here if you want to see me start out as a level 1 in a bad sport lobby in GTA Online.